Uncle South Africa, Emirates, see, when you say Richard Ofori, who's some ba, so a prayer, prayer, uncle. What is the situation with Richard Ofori? Jojo Walako, dear, and they were proud want me call. Richard Ofori, so dear, reported by so proper. What really is the situation? My name is Reuben Duke. I found Oyejuma with this key, media organization, South Africa. Reuben, good morning.
Good afternoon, sir.
It's morning Ghana, afternoon South Africa. Good to hear from you.
I hope you are well and safe.
Wow, we are doing fantastic.
Long time.
We are good. How is SA this morning?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, SA, we have been experiencing a lot of weather. Like three seasons a day. It's raining, it's cold, and then it's also hot. So yeah, we've been experiencing that type of weather. Right now it's kind of windy, but the sun is out. How's Ghana?
Ghana is beautiful. I mean, our weather is great. Some small rains here and there, but the weather is very good here in Ghana.
Okay, no, nice one. Nice to hear. One day I need to come and visit Ghana. Maybe when Bafana are playing Ghana.
You are always welcome. You are always welcome.
Are owing us a lot.
Duke, please bring us up to speed with the situation with our goalkeeper Richard Ofori, who plays for Orlando Pirates. What's the situation with him?
Yeah, it's been an injury berserk season for him. You look at 10 games. 10 league games he has played for Orlando Pirates. Pirates, when they signed him from Maritzburg United in 2020, they wanted a number one that will command that number one spot for them in goal. There were also mistakes. There was a game against Sekhukhune United in Polokwane where he committed so many mistakes and Pirates lost 2-0 on that occasion. He has not been his best, but also the injuries. He played in the MTN 8 final against Amazulu in my own city. He played a full match, but at the time he was also coming from an injury. So it's been an injury berserk season for him. I just hope that he recovers in time for Ghana. Before you guys play your opening game of the World Cup. I know that your coach Otto is going to name his squad today, of which I really hope that he's part of it, because it will be a huge blow for him in his career. I'm in the age of 29 now, and also he missed the AFCON in Cameroon earlier this year. So it will be very, very a big shame for him. He's also missing out in this in the World Cup, in the same year where we also had an AFCON as well.
Wow. So do you know the exact degree of his injury, whether indeed he can make the World Cup?
It's been a lot of injury. The one that I know was I think it was a knee. Okay, there was a match between Pirates and then Amazulu where he collided with an Amazulu striker, Lesserano Majoro, and then he came off west. And Pirates reported that he was going to be out for some time, and then he missed the Soweto Derby, the big match in South Africa. Between Orlando Pirates and Qatar Chiefs because of that injury. And then also he made the match before that, it was Golden Arrows and Pirates. I remember I was with him in Durban because that game was played in Durban. I spoke to him. I said, "Are you worried about your injuries with the World Cup coming up?" He said, "No, I'm not worried. I'll be fit during the World Cup." But it seems like the injury occurred during the MTN final in my own province against Amazulu, because they were calling black label matches that were playing over the weekend, of which it was a one-day event against Qatar Chiefs and then also in the final against Sundowns. He didn't feature in both of those games, so it's a very, very difficult position for Richard Ofori right now, because I like him as a goalkeeper. He's very strong. He commands that back four very well, and then he's someone who talks. He's got that character. He also bring, when he's in goals, you can be really, can gain confidence in him because he talks. I mean, he's really commanding that technical, in that back four area. So as I said, it will be a very, very big blow for him to also miss the World Cup after missing the AFCON as well.
But is there a possibility that he might miss the World Cup based on what he's picked up?
It might, because if maybe Pirates didn't use him over the weekend, maybe they were cautious, for him because playing in the World Cup, it's a big event. But, as club like Orlando Pirates, they are very, very secretive when it comes to these things, especially on a big player like Richard Ofori. They are very secretive, and bear in mind that also his contract is coming to an end at the end of June. So it's got so much for him to fight for in this season. As I said, I seriously wish him that he recovered in time for Ghana, ahead of the World Cup, because really I spoke about that game against Uruguay, of which, of course, we all know what happened in South Africa at the FNP Stadium, against Uruguay, with Luis Suarez blocking that ball. That was going in when it was a penalty, Asamoah Gyan missed it. So, he said he was looking forward for that, but also, guys, look at the previous game that you guys have played. It has not been the best preparation. I even spoke to him about that you guys lost to Brazil. 3-0. Another nation that won can say is a heavy favorite to win the World Cup. He said no. The preparation is just going very well. Losing to Brazil doesn't mean that we'll perform bad in the World Cup. So it's someone that you always have that positive outlook about him.
Duke, thank you very much for this update. We will come to you after the squad announcement, whether he's in or not. We will come back to you again to pick your reactions on the World Cup.
Because it should be very said, this World Cup has been a catalogue of injuries. You look at Paul Pogba, you look at Diogo Jota for Liverpool. For Portugal, it's been a lot of injuries. But you also have to look at the timing of the World Cup. The World Cup is starting next week, but the players, as we speak, are still at their clubs. It's unbelievable. As I've been saying it several times, that this World Cup, going to Qatar in the Middle East, in a Muslim nation for the very first time, it was the biggest mistake by FIFA, because right now, we've all known that the World Cup will be in June last year. June and July earlier this year, if it was in another nation. It was the biggest mistake to take a World Cup to Qatar. They've got their governmental rule that with the same-sex issue, they don't allow people of the same sex. The pitch condition, they'll have to use the air conditioner. Absolutely hogwash. It's something that you have never had. Any nation that will win this World Cup will absolutely work hard, to win this World Cup. But as I'm one of them, I don't think it will be a good spectacle looking at the players, just coming from their club. Coaches that don't have sufficient time to put their things together because they didn't have much time. Most of the time when you go to the World Cup, players normally have a 3 weeks, preparation. But in this occasion, how many preparation do they have? It's a difficult of being a head coach, because in a 1 week you cannot put everything together. On Thursday already, you are already putting a technical plan of how you're going to counter the opposition. In 5, not enough. As I said, whoever wins this World Cup, we really work hard to find the synergy, to find that team that will go and win the tournament.
Well, I wanted to pick your thoughts on many other areas, but I think we have to end it there. Sundowns ladies lost yesterday in the CAF Women's Champions League as defending champions.
Yeah. It was coming. They were not convincing in this Africa. The Champions League. Absolutely not. They lost their heads, 2 red cards. After that, it was the one-way traffic. The approach for me, I didn't like it. Even when they played the qualification in the Kosafa region, they were not impressive. They were not swashbuckling. They even lost in the final on that occasion. Although they qualified because they reached the final, but they were not exciting as they were like last year. You could tell it was just a matter of time for them to crumble, and I'm not surprised when it happened against us yesterday.
Reuben, thank you very much. I appreciate your time with us. We would come back to you again after the squad announcement.
Okay.
All right, Reuben.
My friend, I wish you well, guys. I wish you well.
Very well.
You are one of the guys, Pagana.
Hopefully we don't have that again at the World Cup. Yeah. but will South Africa be supporting Ghana at this year's World Cup?
Absolutely. We are supporting you as much as we are still ahead of Opare in the group stages of the qualification. We are supporting you guys. I know my people are not happy. They were all making an insult and memes during what you guys went through during the AFCON. But it's the World Cup. We have to support all our African brothers. I mean, Senegal, you know, you got an issue with the side of money, but we are supportive to them. You know, you guys go there and represent us, you know, because I also like with the coach that you got. I mean, he's the assistant coach at Borussia Dortmund, you know, one of the big clubs in Europe. So hopefully he can push things together. But you know what? I still have this negativity of this diaspora. You guys have gone and brought all these players from Europe who got you know, Ghanaian descent. I'm not so sure that it will create a good environment to other players who have been part of this journey, you know, of qualifications, and then you bring these guys just, you know, a few months away from the World Cup. I don't know how much will have impact in terms of the dressing room, but I don't think it will have a good, you know, impact, because some of the players who have worked so hard, they'll look at themselves and say, okay, you don't trust us. I mean, you know, I'm sure you get my point. But hey, we wish you guys well.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my brother. We will talk after the show. Reuben Duke, a journalist with the Diski of South Africa, and a journalist taught on Richard Ofori and injury situation with Orlando Pirates, whether indeed he will make the World Cup and or the Chimu Abre.